but I am going to show you my process for reframing this opening in preparation so that I can just get these stairs in. And when I'm done, I'm going to show you how to put the stairs in all by yourself. I'm doing this whole thing all by myself without any help. It says on the package and in the instructions that you need 2 people, but I'm going to show you how you can do this without 2 people. You just have to be careful, safe, patient, methodical. Okay, let's get to work. Hey, thanks for joining me here again on America's Funniest Handyman, where today I'm going to be putting in this set of attic stairs behind me. I'm going to be putting them up in this ceiling right up here behind me, where there currently is no hole in the ceiling. And let's go up in the attic and I'll show you what you got to do in order to get ready to cut a giant hole in your ceiling to put in a set of attic stairs. Don't be scared. It ain't as hard as you think. You're just going to need some patience to make plenty of measurements before you start cutting your hole, and then some patience for the new framing that you're going to have to do up there in order to support the set of attic stairs. But just don't come up with an imaginary time in your head that you're going to be finished with, because I don't know when I'm going to be finished with this. I think it's going to take me a total of about 6 hours for me, I think. But we'll see. I don't know. I may cut into a surprise and have to make a trip to the hardware store that I didn't expect. But I've got some 2x10s, I've got my set of attic stairs, got a bunch of screws, and a tape measure, a ladder, and some patience, and let's get moving. Okay, right off the bat here, ran into a problem. I wanted to put it up in that corner over there. But the problem is when I go up in the attic and take a look under the floor, there's a beam running right about there. There's a big fat beam running across this hallway to help support this big hallway. And I don't feel like messing with the beam. So I moved over, and now the staircase is going to come out here, and it's going to drop and go toward the door. I didn't really want to put it in one of the bedrooms, but I ended up having to put it in the bedroom because of this big fat beam, which I didn't really feel like messing with. Now there is a way to get around that, but it would involve some LVLs and a whole bunch of work I don't need to do, because now the door will actually be hidden in one of the bedrooms, and it is what it is. But let's go up in the attic, show you what we got going on. There's the old ladder going up to this funky space up here. Now I've pulled out my stick measure here so I can use it as a pointer, because I forgot my chicken. My chicken is down in the hallway, and I don't have it right now, but I just want to get this done. So anyway, I've got a line measured all the way out this way, down there, and I've gone over these measurements. It's important when you do attic stairs like this that you go over your measurements 1,000 times. Measure twice, cut once. When it comes to attic stairs, measure 40 times before you make a cut, and then even when you do make a cut, make a couple of test cuts to make sure that you're coming down into the ceiling exactly where you want to come down into the ceiling. So I'm going to cut this hole in the top boards. I'm pretty lucky here, pretty goddamn fortunate, because these slats were put down after they insulated the attic. So this whole floor up in this attic is made of these slats that are about 3/4 of an inch by 2.5 inches. So I just have to cut through those and pull them up instead of having a piece of plywood to cut through. Sometimes if you're doing this in an attic, you have no floor. That's even easier. It's a little bit more dangerous. You got to be careful not to fall down through the ceiling. But in this case, this floor was put down after this whole area was insulated from the next floor. So I'm going to pull those up, but I'm also not going to just go crazy and drive my saw all the way through these lines. I'm going to cut a couple boards out, and then I'm going to get my hands in under there and pull some insulation out and make sure that I'm not cutting through any electrical wires, or God forbid, like a gas line or a water line that we didn't know was up here, which there probably isn't, but you never know. So I'm going to go nice and slow as I get through this stuff. I recommend you do the same when you're cutting into an attic floor. You want to be careful. And oh, by the way, we are in the attic of the new house that I just purchased. And as you can see, it's beautiful, a little bit snowy and wintry outside, very cold. I have big plans for this attic space, which is hitherto unused. This space up here is huge, and I'm going to take advantage of it.
Maybe you can't tell a joke, but when your stuff gets broke, what do? You give Tommy a call, whether it's large or small, there's no project he can't see through. Let's laugh and learn from this handyman, with Kitty hold this by his side, fixing stuff in a serious way with a not so serious guy.
I've got the floor opened up, the insulation is gone. I had a mask. I highly recommend using a dust mask in a situation like this, but now I'm ready to go ahead and cut that center joist out in preparation for some reframing that I'm going to do to support the new attic stairs. Okay. So I already made a cut right there, and now I'm measured down to the other side, and I'm going to go ahead and make another cut right there. I made a nice straight cut with my circular saw, and then I used my multi-master saw, my multi-tool, to do the rest of the cutting. To make this straight cut here with the multi-tool, with the oscillating saw, it takes some patience, but it comes out to be a pretty clean cut. As far as tools that I have access to and that I could use on there, that's the one that I went for, because the Sawzall blade with a long cut like that usually comes out wonky, and I want a nice 90-degree cut from here down to here. I want that to be nice and straight and 90 degrees for my reframing purposes, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put two 2x10s on this side, and I'm going to put two 2x10s, or probably two, maybe three 2x10s here on this other side, and then another one 2x10 going the length to give me the right width. You'll see tomorrow. The light will be much better, and you can see how I cut the hole open and how I do the reframing, because I have to cut through sheetrock and mesh and plaster on this one, so it's not a whole lot of fun. I recommend when you have to cut large holes like this that you do it from the top and not from underneath, because it's a lot messier and dustier. But anyway, you'll see. We're going to keep moving, and pretty soon we'll have ourselves a set of stairs for this giant attic space. I haven't videotaped in a while, so I'm a little rusty and forgetting to press the record button. I actually took a shot of me making these cuts, but I had to go from both sides with this guy after I made a straight cut through the first 2.5 inches from up here. And then I was able to pry this out. As you can see, we have drywall nails on this side. Now I know exactly where my framing's going to be here, and so I'm going to go ahead and make my cuts so that I can put my framing down in the hole. I'll show you what a bitch it is to cut this hole. A lot easier to film this stuff when it's light outside, but as you can see, here I am in the bedroom, and I've got my hole mostly cut up top, but it's not cut entirely. And the reason it's not cut entirely is I'm going to put some supports up here across this big giant piece of sheetrock and plaster. This was done in the 40s when they used sheetrock and plaster on top of the sheetrock. So I don't want it dropping and making a big giant mess or flopping against the wall and creating a bunch of damage. So I'm going to put up some supports up here. I'm going to head up into the attic and show you what it looks like from up there. Okay, here we are up in the attic. You can see where all my framing spots are going to be. Like, all of that extra space around is where I'm going to have my extra framing. So.
Swing the hammer, turn the screw, cut the saw and stick the glue, shave the shim, clamp the vise, cut once, measure twice. Drill the hole and fill the hole, put the thingy in the hole. Be sure you're having fun, measure twice, cut once.
Ready to go here. I'm going to finish cutting this hole now that I've got some support underneath, so I can finish cutting the hole and then just lift it out nicely without it smashing to the floor. I know on some of your fancier HGTV DIY shows, they love showing people smashing things with sledgehammers and letting things crash, but I don't like making a bigger mess than I have to, and I don't like making more damage that I need to fix again later. So a little bit of being methodical goes a long way. So I'm going to finish cutting that hole. Then everything's cut to reframe. I have a saw in case I need to trim anything. I've got my big old 3-inch screws because I'm going to toe screw everything in. I did a video just a few months ago on toe screwing. I'm going to try and leave a link up here and maybe down in the comments if I think about it, so that you can go to my toe screwing video, because I'm not going to teach you how to frame and toe screw on this video, but I am going to show you my process for reframing this opening. in preparation so that I can just get these stairs in. And when I'm done, I'm going to show you how to put the stairs in all by yourself. I'm doing this whole thing all by myself without any help. It says on the package and in the instructions that you need 2 people, but I'm going to show you how you can do this without 2 people. You just have to be careful, safe, patient, methodical. Okay, let's get to work. Okay, so I am all framed and ready, and these 2 boards that you see up here at the end, these pieces of pressure treated slat that go all the way across, that's what's actually going to hold up the whole stair unit, which you can see right here. There's the stair unit. So I am going to take this stair unit up inside the attic. It's not that heavy, so I'm going to push it up in there, and then I am carefully and slowly going to lower it down so that it sits on these 2 pieces of pressure treated at the end, and then I can position it. It's not going to fall at that point, and then I can position it and make sure it's not wonky or racked, as they say, and that the door comes down nice and even. So
Swing the hammer, turn the screw, cut the saw and stick the glue, shave the shim, clamp the vise, cut once, measure twice. Drill the hole and fill the hole, put the thingy in the hole. Be sure you're having fun, measure twice, cut once.
Well, here we are. It's all shimmed in and nice and solid, resting nicely, shimmed in, nice and snug. I've gone downstairs twice to make sure that it's straight, it's not going to rack on me. And now I'm just going to lightly push it down so that I can start bolting it in, because the ladder is in the way of bolting it in. That's all.
Let's laugh and learn from this handyman, with Kitty hold this by his side, fixing stuff in a serious way with a not so serious guy.
Hey folks, sorry for the time jump, but last couple months have been busy. Had a lot of stuff to take care of. I got behind. I totally forgot about finishing this video. But, well, I didn't totally forget, but I just kept putting it off. But here we are. It's July. The steps have been in for a while. As you can see, I trimmed them out. I painted it white. That's it. I'm just going to show you how it works now. It's in the corner of the bedroom. So when people are visiting and using the facilities, there's a bathroom right there. Nobody knows that there's a hatchway, a secret stairway to heaven, if you will, up to my attic. I'm going to show you how it works. It's just simple. It works really nice because they're brand new, and the newer attic stairs are way better than the stuff they used to make. Just misses the dresser. All right, I'll see you upstairs. I told you I'd see you upstairs, literally up the stairs. Right here, there used to be a little 2 foot by 2 foot hatchway with that shitty wooden ladder that was so dangerous and no way to get stuff up here. But take a look at how big this space is, and now I have full access to it to use as storage or to hide or to do whatever I want. So the whole point of this video, now that it's all framed in the stairs work, is that you can do this. You can put your own attic stairs in. Just be safe, methodical, and have patience. As always, thanks for letting us bring a whole lot of experience and just a little bit of humor onto your job site.